gathered, and these things are gathered, and they kind of make a little bit of sense. Okay, so the original non-GMO movement was made from what facts? Oh right, the nature made food for us, and we shouldn't change it because changing it messes things up, and messes things up indeed. It makes some bad stuff, right? Crazy scientists don't know what they're doing. And sticking fish genes into plants is obviously not a very good idea. Yeah, okay, I agree with that part. Sticking fish genes into plants. Blue strawberries, really? Blue strawberries? Oh wow, I don't know what this is.
It's not what you're used to, but the evidence for whether it's good or bad?
The evidence for good or bad, so, what's the evidence for it's bad? I mean, because it's not exactly good, necessarily. But there is, as far as I know, there is no evidence really pointing each way. Pesticides, yes, plenty of evidence pointing that's really bad. Pesticides are bad for you. The agriculture companies can make all their claims of, oh, it's not going to actually, you're not going to actually see it, or you're not going to actually, none of the pesticides actually come into the plant. It's all sprayed on top of the plant and washed off, which is sometimes true, but not really. The main reason we should not genetically modify crops is because it's bad for the environment. The environment, animals in the environment, bacteria in the environment, even plants in the environment have grown up with a symbiotic relation, evolved a symbiotic relation to other plants. So take corn. I don't know if there's an exact thing that's symbiotic with it. I'm sure tons of bacteria and stuff probably. But you go and change some of the genes in the corn, and it might change a crucial gene that helps a pollinator or something. Right? And so when you go messing around with genes, you mess up the ecosystem. Or might anyways. You don't necessarily, but you might. If you go and mess with the genes that happens to control flowers for the tobacco plant, then you possibly lost all its pollination. There's just a tobacco plant that lives off moths. It uses moths to pollinate itself. Moths come out right before sunrise. But if you change its flowering patterns, nope, no more pollination. Now, people aren't actually probably doing that, but they do change its resistance to pesticides. Right? I think one of the major reasons why they GMO stuff is because pesticides will kill the crops. They're that strong. Pesticides will kill the animals, all the bugs, they'll kill all the bacteria, they'll kill everything, including the plant. So they have to genetically modify the plant so that it won't die when they use pesticides on it. And now we have plants which resist pesticides, but the bugs still aren't, so go little bugs and the plants still come out. Unfortunately, they seep out the pesticides still, probably. And also, by using pesticides and also by genetically modifying it, you've killed off, you've majorly disrupted the ecosystem, and your disruption of the ecosystem just to make the ecosystem worse, making you have to use more pesticides, more genetic modifications, which just disrupts the ecosystem even more, and it's a downward spiral. So, the main reason why you shouldn't use pesticides and genetically modified crops is mess with the ecosystem. Oh, and the pesticides probably because it poisons people. It costs a lot of money too. So yeah.
Well, you could change your shirt, and is that it?
What?
Is that it? What you just finished saying?
No, not quite.
Okay.
So, It's very likely the GMO itself is going to have very many health impacts for you, as long as the people playing around with it are careful enough.
Okay.
As long as they're careful enough and they know what they're doing, which they don't. But if they knew what they were doing and were careful enough, then nothing bad would just theoretically happen. Right? Because they would modify the small bit of the plant that it wanted and put off. And so we get bigger corn. It grows faster and attracts more bees. Unfortunately, they don't exactly do that. And it doesn't help that they don't know what they're doing.
Why? Okay, those two claims don't work for me.
What?
That they don't know what they're doing.
Well, they can't even really. I mean, yeah, okay, they've gotten advances, but they still don't know what most of the genes in the human genome do. I mean, yeah, the corn genome is a lot smaller, but still. Now they know what everything does. And physically, it's not very possible to tell the difference between GMO and non-GMO until you look at the nucleus of any cell and say, oh, this thing's different. Of course, even then, you don't know which one's different. As in, which one's the base, which one's the control sample. So, there's no actual visible difference usually, unless it's just that it grows faster or makes a bigger crop, right?
They do say that it does make a bigger crop, and that's the reason why they argue that it will feed the world.
Okay, we don't exactly need to feed the world right now.
What?
We need to get our climate act together. Then we can worry about feeding the world, okay? There's no point in feeding the world if we're going to melt down in 5 years. Which is what's currently going to happen, probably. Okay, maybe not 5 years. Maybe 20. I don't know. The rate of carbon change is going to be exponential. Okay? Unless those people that you're feeding are going to help solve the problems, I don't think we should really bother about feeding them. I mean, I know it might sound mean or something, but we need to decrease population size, we need to get climate change act together, and yeah, then we can worry about food. Because we have enough food. In fact, actually, we have too much food. The average household throws away a lot of food. Supermarkets throw away a lot of food. We have plenty of food, okay?
You know, it'd be a really good
It's
idea.
Not fresh. Yeah, well, so what? It's not
if you
fresh
remembered
anyways.
where you got these facts from, so that when people try to argue with you, you can say, according to such and such site.
I think I got most of them from, what's it called? TED. I don't remember where I got the GMO ones from.
Different advertisements, different...
some... What did we watch? Oh, this guy. Element book. Theodore Gray. He has a small chapter about it in his molecule section.
Really?
In the molecules book. I mean, not exactly about GMOs specifically, but the whole hype. And he addresses the problems many times. Got the book. And so basically he says, yeah, I mean, and he also, I mean, he points out the fact that it doesn't matter whether it's natural or synthetic. It matters what the compound is. Chemical. Well, everything's chemical. Chemical free. Really? Well, I suppose it's useless. It's completely nothing then, right? I suppose it's pure iron. What's happening? Because even that's a chemical. Indigo dye is chemical free, really? Well, I suppose it's not very much of an indigo dye anymore. Like, it's not much of anything. Even air is a molecule, which is a chemical. All natural does mean that the compound that is the compound all natural as is in its only found as it's in its found in nature and not produced in a lab, or as in it's found in nature but still produced in a lab. Because I mean, most vanilla nowadays is synthetic, i.e. it's the same natural compound, but it's doesn't come from a plant, which is good because otherwise we would run out of vanilla trees. And yeah, there's different tastes because one comes from oil and isn't radioactive. The other is radioactive. It comes from a plant. It's radioactive, by the way, because of the carbon in the vanillin, which is some carbon-14. And when one comes from oil, most of the carbon is depleted. So yeah, one has different tastes from impurities, and the other is rather pure vanillin, and so. Because it comes from oil, and so it has no impurities and not very much of a different taste.
Yeah.
So basically, he says sums it up pretty nicely. It doesn't matter where it comes from. It matters what compounds are supposed to be in the food or thing. What compounds are supposed to be there. What compounds aren't supposed to be there. And what do all of them do? Or what do all of them? What are the health effects of all of them? Right. So technically, GMO food, as long as it's not pesticided, is theoretically reasonably okay. Right. As long as the scientists kept their act together. Unfortunately, it so happens that the reason why they But the reasons why they GMO crops is sure to make it bigger, but also to make it resistant to pesticides. I think I learned that from someplace somewhere. Possibly one of TED's or Crash Course. So, if you were able to get non-pesticided GMO food, it probably would be pretty fine. But fortunately, most GMO food happens to be pesticided as well, so it'd be better just to stick to the GMO, which, by the way, organic doesn't really mean anything. I mean, organic is like carbon and not metal. So, in which case, even GMO is technically organic. Because it's an organic compound. You need to come up with a better name for that, don't they? How about pesticide-free? Or GMO-free? Or I don't know, how do you come up with some completely new word?
Don't know.
Natural. I mean, technically, the GMO corn isn't natural because it's GMO, but I love you. How about base foods? Base foods. No, that describes something already. They come with all the wrong names for everything.
Sustainably grown or regeneratively grown.
Yeah, but that implies permaculture.
Holistically grown.
It doesn't have to be that way.
Holistically grown.
Holistically, what's that mean?
Holistic? Holistic farming. You've heard of that term?
I've heard of it once, yeah.
We'll look it up later because I don't know.
Okay,
I
so
don't have the verbal skills right now.
well, it doesn't have to necessarily be permaculture grown something or sustainably grown. Just non-GMO and non-pesticides.
Wow.
Come on. How about nature farmed?
Nature friend. Okay. Cat wants something. Come on.